What's up, everybody? It's your girl K Monet. Welcome to another episode of my healing journey. All right, I'm so excited because this is the second to last episode of the healing journey. I am so excited. We are almost there, y'all. Have y'all been learning anything though? Are y'all dating differently? Or are y'all just sitting here listening to my stories about how I used to act a fool? Okay, because I'm trying to figure it out. Is this actually helping somebody, or am I just on here just talking for no reason? Well, it's not no reason because God told me to do it, but honestly, let me know. Give me some feedback. Was I the only one acting reckless? Were y'all acting reckless with me? Are y'all learning not to act reckless because I did it for you? Please let me know, because I'm sitting over here like I'm telling these people all my business, and for what? Okay, but let's just get into it. So in the last episode, I told y'all that my girlfriend had a boyfriend and it thoroughly pissed me off, because who does that? I thought the grass was supposed to be greener on the other side, but it's actually meaner. I left that relationship feeling so down, like I couldn't even do that right. How do I switch teams and still become a side chick? What kind of stuff is that? So I'm upset. I decide to do what I always do when things aren't going my way. I start going back to church. And I'm just now realizing that the way that my relationships were going is exactly how I was treating God. So I'm getting treated like a side chick in all of my physical relationships. And in my spiritual relationship, I'm treating God like a side chick, because I only talk to him when everybody else is busy. I only go to church when I'm not going over some dude's house, or in this case, a girl's house. So I'm just like, okay, God, I'm sorry. This time I'm gonna lock in. I'm gonna go to church. I'm gonna do what you want to do. It's obviously me. I am the problem. I keep having sex. That's against your will. You know what? We're going to be celibate until we get married. That's what we're going to do. This is what I'm telling God. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this crazy stuff no more. I'm not about to have sex outside of marriage anymore. It's just going to be me and you. I'm going to go to church. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. Everything's good. There's one problem though. So y'all remember that little young dude that I met at my friend's wedding? Remember the one that I kept looking at the table, his little name card? And I was like, I wonder what he looks like. And he came over and he did not disappoint, and he smelled good. Y'all remember him? Yeah, well, he done made a palette in my DMs ever since the wedding, okay? He's in there just cozy. He got a pillow, a blankie. He just in there in my DMs every day, every night, talking to me. So I don't know if I told y'all that he was an athlete or not, but turns out he got drafted. So he's gonna be moving to Atlanta. So now, whereas before I was kind of like, I don't really want to talk to him. I don't want to be a Cougar. Because mind you, this man is young, okay? He was probably still in diapers when Cash Money took over for the 99 and the 2000s, all right? So I'm like, I don't really, side note, if you don't know what I'm referencing there, hit pause. Go talk to one of your aunties, ask them what Cash Money taking over for the 99 and the 2000 means, and then come back to the channel. Because if you don't know, you're too young. You're too young to be here. You have to get up on your culture before you come back, all right? But anyway, so he's young, he's a cougar, and I'm just like, I don't really want to deal with him like that. And then he's also telling me that he's not like other dudes, which means that he is in fact like every other dude. Anytime a man says, oh, I'm not like other dudes, he's actually worse, okay? Please understand what I'm saying to you. So we got the young thing. He's not self-aware because he's telling me that he's not like other dudes when he is. And then there's just something else about him that I'm just like, I don't really know. I don't really think that this is worth my time. But also back then I was very much an attention whore. So I'm thinking, okay, this dude that came to the league. If we're together, then I get to go to all the parties. I get to be around all the famous people. I get to be in the wives and girlfriends section. I get to wear all the nice things. This might work out for me. So I'm weighing all these pros and cons, and I'm just still something in the back of my mind is like, don't mess with him, Kay, don't mess with him. But then he tells me that he's a PK, and it changes my mind. So for those of you who don't know, a PK is a preacher's kid. So basically somebody that grew up with a pastor, a deacon, somebody in their house that is ordained to do the work of the Lord, and they are a product of that. So y'all know I'm going back to church now, and I made this vow to God. I said I'm not having sex until I get married. He might be the one because he's a PK, so we should have the same alignment. But what I've learned is that just because you go to church does not automatically mean that you love God, okay? If y'all remember correctly, the dude Isaac invited me to go to church with him. We never went, but I feel like that guy has never stepped inside of a church a day in his life. I feel like if I would have said, yes, I want to go to church, he would have had to scroll. He would have had to do some type of search to find what church to go to. And he would have been in there doing like this and acting like he knew people. That man ain't never went to church. He never went to church. But anyways, like I said, church doesn't even matter because you can go to church and not love God. And get this, you can also love God and not follow him. I did that for years. I'm like, okay, I know of God. I feel like I love him, but I wasn't doing none of the stuff that he told me I was supposed to do. Half the time I couldn't even hear what he was telling me directly to do for my life because the alignment was not there. I was over here. I was in the club. I was getting drunk. I was trying to smoke. It was not working out in my favor. And I was all up on somebody's son, but I was showing up in church. Saturday, I was in the club, but Sunday I was on church, and I felt so superior because of that. I was just like, oh, I always go to church. It doesn't matter. Saturday, the whole week, blah, blah, blah. I can do whatever I want, but as long as I'm in church, I'm a good girl. Let's be for real. Let's be for real. If somebody who's never went to church, somebody who's never read the Bible, somebody that's on the fence is thinking about wanting to be the Christian, if they looked at your life for a week, just a week, would they want to be close to God, or would they be like, nah, I'm straight? And the answer to that question for me is they would run so far because I was in and out. I was in and out, and it was just not the best thing for me to do. So when he said he was a PK, it kind of sparked my interest because I'm like, okay, the likelihood of you waiting to have sex until we're married is probably going to be high because you grew up in the faith. You're not about to disrespect God in his face. You're not about to do that. And even though I was outside, I grew up in church too. None of my parents are pastors or anything like that, but we always went to church. So I always wanted to be a church girl. I always knew that I was supposed to be doing what God wanted me to do. I just didn't do it. I was rebellion. And I just felt like if I had a guy to do it with, that it would be so much easier, especially for me, because I was a people pleaser. I was going to do whatever he told me to do. So if he's like, hey, we're going to church, we're changing our life around, we're going to church and we're changing our life around. But I've never had a guy do that. So this guy is telling me he's a PK and he's different, which, like I said, okay. But I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going against everything that I know, but I'm going to give you a shot. So he moves to Atlanta and everything is cool because, mind you, we've been in the DMs for a couple of months. So I'm used to talking to him every day. He would go to practice, he would do his workouts, and then at the end of the day, he would come over to my house and we would just watch TV. We would cuddle up. Everything was good. So we would kiss, you know, whatever, and fool around a little bit, but we never really went there because he's trying to hold up his end of the bargain that he's a PK. He's trying to convince me that he's a good boy because that's what he led with. Because I kept telling him, I don't want to talk to you. You too young. I don't want to talk to you. You about to be in a league. You about to be a hoe. I don't want to talk to you. This, and that, and the other. So he hits me with the I'm different. I'm a PK. So now you kind of have to live up to it for a little bit. Guys will introduce you to their representative and they'll play along until they can't play along anymore. So I don't know what we were talking about this one day, but I guess he could no longer play along. So he sends me this very suggestive video of himself. He had just got out the shower, so he's just kind of drenched and, you know, just the water is going off, and he's an athlete, so that body is ying, okay? And I'm just sitting there like, wow, this looks wonderful. So then he like puts the camera down a little bit and it goes to like that V thingy, and he has his towel right there, so I can, and here my dumb butt go, I'm like, I'm trying to peek over the towel, like put the towel down just a little bit, put the towel down a little bit. And I'm just like, all right, you got a decision to make. So he keeps hitting me up. He's like, what's up? And once again, I'm just not feeling like this is going to be a good experience for me. I don't know what it was. I was just like, he's not gonna give me what I want. We have a significant age gap between us, and I just feel like it's not going to be enjoyable for either one of us, because usually the young dudes try to get in and get out, you know, it's just and then out, and it's just like, I don't really want that for my life. And he just keeps swearing he's different. I got you, you don't even know, I'm about to this and that, you know, talking all this stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, I hear you, but I just don't believe it. So at the end of the day, I ended up giving in. I'm like, yeah, just come over. And as soon as I told him to come over, I immediately regretted it, because in my mind and in my heart of hearts, I just knew that it wasn't gonna go down the way that he thought it was gonna go down. I just didn't think it was gonna go well. But I said yes anyway, but I knew something wasn't right. So I done ordered a pizza. I done poured me a glass of wine because I'm like, this ain't gonna be long. This is not gonna be long. Usually when I knew a guy was coming over, I would have a whole routine. I would jump in the shower and I would make sure everything is nice and tidied up. I would do the smell test. I would do the taste test. I would make sure everything was all good so that it can be very pleasurable for the dude, because I can't have no bad thing on my record. Like, if you're gonna be out here, you're gonna be out here right, all right? I would make sure everything was together so that if you decided to snitch and you decided to tell people about me, you was gonna have a good report, okay, period. So I didn't none of that stuff. I didn't hop in the shower. I didn't get nothing together. I just was like, whatever. So he comes over and it started off well because he like picked me up and put me on the kitchen counter, and I was so excited about that because I've never been a skinny girl. I've just never been skinny. So the fact that you can pick me up, I was like, oh, well maybe I should have stretched, because what we about to go through here, like what you trying to do? So now I'm into it. So we're kissing and everything, and then my shirt comes off and he's a little aggressive with the girls. I'm like, at one point I was like kind of I didn't mean to strong arm him, but sir, these are precious. And then I had to look at it and make sure it wasn't bleeding. Like, sir, you're being a little bit too rough. And I didn't want to be mean about it because I know guys are sensitive and the ego thing, and if I'm pushing him off, he's gonna think he's doing something wrong and I can mess him up. But sir, also I need to make sure my nip is still there because you were doing a bunch with it, and it hurt. Period, point blank, it hurt. I had to make sure it was still attached, because imagine me going to the hospital and I got my left nipple in my right hand and I'm like, hey, can you put my nipple back on my boob real quick, please? And they like, how did it come off? And I'm like, so I was messing with this dude that was in diapers when Cash Money took over for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine that story. I'm not doing that. So I tried to easily push him off, but I think it was like a jerk reaction, like, bruh, no. So, you know, we had to regroup. Well, let me get on top, because you doing a bunch. So you lay back. Maybe you're a little bit anxious. You lay back. Let's relax. So he takes his shirt off, and then there's pickety pow. Everything is just there, and I'm just having a great time. So I'm kissing him, and then so I take my hand and I'm trying to rub, and I'm just like, that's strange. You know, because we've been kind of kissing for a while and fondling for a little bit, and you're not, how can I say this nicely? The soldier didn't report for duty, okay? So now I'm immediately annoyed. And I think that I wouldn't have been as annoyed if my boob didn't hurt, but since my boob hurt and you not ready, I'm like, you gotta go. And he's like, what? Hold on, you know, come here for a second. I'm like, I'm sorry. I really don't want to. This is not going to happen. I knew it wasn't a good idea. I just don't think it's going to happen. He's like, are you serious right now? Like, come here. And I was like, why are you not ready? He was like, and then he gets mad because he's like, nah, just give me a second. And I'm like, but you're too young to need a second, honestly. Now, if you were older, I'd give you a second. I'd give you a couple of seconds. I would realize what was going on. I would have already been mentally prepared. You're older. I got to work harder. But you was talking all this stuff on the phone. You done sent me the picture of you half naked. You should have already been ready when you got here. Like, as soon as you came in here, we could have skipped all of the other stuff. You should have been ready then, but you're not. So now I'm feeling some type of way because I'm wondering, did I emasculate him by kind of pushing him up off me? Or y'all know I had low self-esteem, so I'm like, am I not pretty enough? Did he think that he wanted me but then got over here and decided that he didn't? Is there something going on? Should I have done my full routine to get ready? I'm second guessing myself, and once I start feeling bad about myself, I can't really perform at the level that I need to perform because now I'm in my head, it's not gonna work. So I figured maybe he was in his head too, and that's why I didn't go, but I didn't have time. Sir, I got a pizza on the way, you gotta get out. So I kicked him out, and he kicked me off of the ticket list because he used to leave tickets for me, and now there are no tickets there. Whatever, it's fine. I shouldn't have been messing with that young boy anyway. So a couple of months go by, they finish training or whatever, it's time for the big games. Mind you, I have money now because I have my own job. Before, I just would have been like, well, whatever, I can't get it. Now, my seats weren't as good as the seats that he got me, but I still had a little bit of money. So I can still get in the vicinity and see what's going on. So as I'm looking around, I'm spotting him. He looks good, and I'm in my head like, man, should you have just stuck it out? You've been through worse. It probably wouldn't have even lasted that long. You couldn't wait 2 seconds for him to get in and get out and then just live this life as a player's wife. But I didn't. So I'm looking at the player and wife section and I'm noticing that this girl looks very, very familiar. And I'm looking at her like, why do I know her? Why does this girl look so familiar? Where do I know her from? And then I see that she has his number and his name and stuff on the back of her jersey. And I'm like, and she's in the players' wives and girlfriends sections. So now things are starting to swish and I'm like, what's going on here? So as my wheels start to turn, I realize that this is the girl that was at the hotel after party that just kept showing up. Remember I told you we went to the hotel lobby and everybody was just chilling and he was around and he was looking at me, but there was this girl that just kept being in the vicinity of everything. It was that same girl. So I take a picture. I sent it to my friend. I'm like, yo, this girl was at your wedding or she was at the hotel lobby. Like, who is this? And she was like, oh, that's such and such's girlfriend. And such is my PK that's been in my DMs, that was in my bed mishandling my boobies. So I have an attitude. So then I get to looking around and she's like, oh yeah, they got married. I'm so sorry. Say it again. They got what? Oh, they got married a little bit ago and she moved down to Atlanta to be with him. So now Mr. I'm not like other dudes is married. Only a couple of months after he was in my bed. Not succeeding, so I didn't really care. This was the first time that I felt actually good about a breakup, and it wasn't even a for real breakup because we weren't together. But this is the first time that I felt good about not being attached to somebody anymore because I still felt like I had my dignity. You can't tell anybody about anything that I've done because I didn't do anything. So now I feel good. I'm like, God, I appreciate you because now this whole thing is working. Now I'm super excited. I'm like, God, you did your big one on this one. Thank you so much for letting me be celibate. This is great. Now I don't feel so bad after breakups. I can live my life. Things are going well. Things are great. I'm so excited. So I decided to continue with this celibacy journey. I'm at work. I got a raise. Things are going well. And then I'm realizing that it's been 7 months since I've gotten tampered with. And I start to kind of feel some urges that I shouldn't be feeling, but they are very, very loud. These urges are very, very loud because I'm meeting guys. I'm not going out to clubs anymore, but I take myself on dates like I just always do. I don't know, I've always just kind of took myself on dates because I mean, girls got to eat. I like different activities. I'm creative. I don't mind going places by myself. It doesn't bother me. So I'm going to certain places and guys would approach me, but they wouldn't last long because as soon as I tell them, hey, I'm saving myself for marriage, they're out of there, okay? I remember this one dude, we had been talking for 2 days and he calls me and he randomly asked me, are you on birth control? And I'm like, no, why? He was like, you know, man, just in case I want to shoot the club up. Excuse me? For those of you who don't know, shooting the club up means that he plans to not use a condom and he also plans not to pull out. That's what shooting the club up means. So I'm flabbergasted because, sir, I met you 2 days ago. Why is this a conversation? Why do you automatically think that we're about to be here? I'm so confused about the thought process. And I'm also confused about the timeline. This is day 2. This is day 2, my guy. I don't understand what's happening. So it's very, very hard for me to engage with men at this point because I'm telling them, hey, I'm celibate until I get married, and they're dipping out. Nobody trying to hear that. So it's been 7 long, dry months and I'm going crazy. Now, it's funny that I say that now because 7 months was a long time for me back then because I was used to getting it in like every week. So 7 months was entirely a long time. Fast forward now, it's been 7 years and I'm doing well. I'm doing well, but I would like a husband. I would like to be a wife, but not not just for that reason. I do feel like I need to be covered, and I want to be a helpmate, and I want a helpmate for myself too. And that desire that I had before with the PK guy, I still want that. I still want to do Bible studies with my man. I still want to go to church together. I still want to praise the Lord together. I still want to be able to pray for my man. I just couldn't do that with him, and I couldn't do it with any of these other guys either because they weren't trying to hear that. So it's been 7 years and I'm holding on strong. I know God got somebody important and special for me, but I'm holding on, and it's getting quite embarrassing because I go to the OBGYN and she put me up in them stirrups, and I know she's seeing tumbleweeds. I know it's like tumbleweeds up in that thing. There's nothing there. It hasn't been visited in years, okay? Years. So, okay, we're not supposed to be talking about that. Abstaining until marriage is a good thing. If anybody else is on the struggle with me, it's a good thing. Don't let me in this temporary breakdown disturb you and deter you from what you're doing. This is a good thing. You're doing a good job. So anyways, like I was saying, it had been 7 months back then, and I'm starting to feel a little lust monkey on my back. So I decide to tweak my promise to God. That's where I messed up. God is not a God of compromise, and we stay trying to remix his word and try to compromise to make us feel better, and it doesn't work like that. So now I'm like, okay, God, I know I said I'm not gonna have sex until I get married. I'm just gonna switch it just a little bit, just a teensy, a little bit. I'm gonna switch it up, and I'm gonna say that I'm not going to have sex unless I am going on dates and the guy makes me his girlfriend. Because if I'm his girlfriend, the obvious next step is marriage. I'm just cutting out the middleman just a little bit, God, but it's okay. And it's not. Please understand it's not. We stay trying to remix, and the thing is, God is not even a hater. He's not even trying to say don't have sex until marriage to hurt us. He's trying to help us. How many times have we gave ourselves to somebody and then after the fact be like, yeah, I just shouldn't have done that. I really shouldn't have done that. Now I'm entangled with these people that mean me no good. Half of them don't even know my last name. Half of them wouldn't even recognize me if I walked down the street. And now I'm connected to them forever because why? Because what? Because I couldn't be patient? Because I let the lust monkey win for real? Okay, whatever. But once again, these are things that I know now that I wish that I would have known then, or I probably did know back then. I just didn't want to do it. That's it. I didn't want to do it. So I decide that I'm not going to go to the club because I told God I wasn't going to be going to the clubs. So I'm like, I'm just going to get back on social media. I'm going to post a couple of pictures, like not too much, just a couple of pictures, and I'm going to see what comes my way. So I get on social media and I post some selfies, and then the DMs blow up. So there was one guy in particular that just kind of had my attention. He just looked really, really good to me, and I had low self-esteem. So he looked out of my league, and I liked that for me. You look like you go for a different type, but you're trying to talk to me, and I feel wonderful about it, right? So I don't know how dating works right now because I don't date that much. I don't be knowing what's going on. I just be so oblivious to how everything goes. But back then, when you were trying to get a girl's attention and you wanted to talk to her, this is how you did. You did the 3-2-1 method. So what would happen is you would follow the girl on her social media, and then you would like 3 or so of her pictures, right? And then if she was interested, she would follow you back, and then like, 2 or 3 of your pictures. And then once you receive that, then the guy would go back and he would like 2 more pictures, and then wait for her to like 2 more pictures. And then finally he would come back on and he would like 1 picture, and then she would come back and she would like 1 picture. And then that let him know that it's okay for him to slide in her DMs. I know it's a strenuous process. It's stupid. He could have just slid in the DMs the first time and just shot a shot and see where it went. But it was a process back then. We did the 3-2-1 method. I don't know who made it up, but that's what we were abiding by. So dude does a 3-2-1 method with me, and for the last one, it took me a while to like his pick because I don't know what I was doing. Something was going on. I think it was at work was crazy that week, so I didn't get back to him till like a week later with the 1 like picture. So when he DM'd me, he was just like, so you trying to play hard to get? Can't believe you had me waiting so long. You had me looking at my DMs every day waiting for you to like that 1 picture. Like, what's going on with you? And I'm like, nah, you knew it was coming. You already knew what it was. So I'm talking to him and I'm telling him how handsome he is, and he's giving me me all the compliments too, which once again, I felt like he was kind of out of my league from the pictures. So he's telling me that he likes how I look and how he was nervous that I wasn't going to hit him back, and that's making me feel good. I'm just climbing up that self-esteem ladder, just feeling really wonderful. So we talk in DMs for a little bit that day, and then the next day he's like, yo, can I get your number? I need my girl's number. I need to know where my girl's at all times. So at this point I'm happy again, where it's just like, oh, you calling me your girl? I was so easily impressed back then. Now you can call me whatever you want to, but I need a formal request. I need a will you be my girlfriend type situation. I need a girlfriend proposal. I do. And it doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't have to be expensive. You don't have to decorate a hotel room, because I don't need to be in no hotel room with you anyway. But I would like us to sit down and you have a conversation and ask me to be your girlfriend, because I got some follow-up questions, because I need to know what's happening after that. What is your plans for me? I'm not just about to be a girlfriend to be a girlfriend. Is this ultimately going to lead to marriage? Is that where you're seeing this going? Or are you just trying to have me be your girlfriend so that I won't talk to nobody else? I need to know these things, okay? But back then, I didn't need to know nothing. You said I was your girl, I'm your girl. That's it. So I give him my number, and I appreciate it too, because I didn't want him to just kind of be in my DM forever. So the dude before, the little young dude, we were in the DMs for 3 months. And now that I think about it, we were probably in the DMs for so long because he didn't want his wife to see. She probably doesn't have the password to his social media, or he probably deleted the app every day and then re-uploaded it to talk to me and then deleted it again. You know what I'm saying? It just was a whole mess. But I appreciated the fact that he asked for my number, because it made me feel like he was pursuing me. You liked my pictures, you DM me, you asked for my number, you hit me with the good morning text, you hit me with the how's your day going, you hit me with the I want you to be the last person I talk to, the voice that I hear before I go to sleep. He's doing everything right. So we're talking on the phone for a couple of days, and then he hits me with I want to FaceTime you. So I'm feeling great about this relationship. You are escalating things perfectly. You are making sure that you're touching base with me. You seem like you're interested. I'm here for it. But I was a little nervous about the FaceTime, because like I said before, I thought that I was out of his league. And a lot of my social media pictures have filters on them. Not as much as these people now. I've been seeing some of these AI photos, and you do not look like that in person. You should probably stop posting that, because people about to be mad at you. It's night and day. You shouldn't do that. I kind of look like the pictures that I was posting, but some of these people don't look like them at all. But anyway, not too much on them, because whatever, do what you want to do. But I was nervous because I'm knowing that my pictures are slightly filtered, and I didn't want him to fall in love with the filtered pictures and then look at me on FaceTime and be like, who is you? How about who this woman? You know what I'm saying? So I'm nervous all day. My stomach is in knots. I'm just like, oh, I really don't want to FaceTime him. I don't want him to not think I'm pretty. I'm going through all of these different emotions. So I finally go home. I put on all the makeup that I have. And another thing too, my pictures on social media at that time, I had long hair like I have now. But at that point, I had like a little bob situation going on. So I'm just like, I don't know if he likes short hair. I don't know what to do. I was a wreck. So he FaceTimes me, and when I tell you this man is fine. Now, here's the thing. I've dated a bunch of different dudes, and they've all been, you know, handsome to me. Some of them weren't, but whatever. They've all been like, okay, you cute, it is what it is. But there haven't been too many that were fine, like universal fine. And universal fine is people you see, and most of the people, even if you do have a type, you'll be like, well, that's a good looking man right there. Where do I even start? So first of all, I'm upset because he's light skinned. And I tell myself all the time, you don't like light skinned dudes. You do not like light skinned dudes. But when I tell you these light skinned dudes be having me in a chokehold, what's going on? He was light skinned, and I was just right there like, I want to make you turn red. Like, why is that my first thought? Why? This man was fine. Then he had like a bald head, which usually throws me off because I like hair. Let me grease your scalp. I like hair. I want to play in your hair, but he had no hair to play in, but he was still fine. And then he had light eyes. So that you already know that you light skin and you got light eyes. You about to hurt my feelings, huh? You about to have me crying in the car, ain't you? Yeah, I see it. I already see it coming. So he's light skinned, light eyes, he's bald, and then he has the world's most perfect beard. I'm telling you, like, it connects from here all the way down. It's very, very full. It's moisturized. It's cut to perfection. This man looks good. And I am on the phone at a loss for words. And this has never happened to me because I've been, outside. So I kind of know how to talk to dudes at this point. I'm used to being like, what's up? I'm used to hitting them with whatever. I'm used to making them blush. I'm used to hitting them with all these different things. But him on the FaceTime, I'm looking like a deer caught in the headlights for a good minute or so. I could not speak. That's how fine he was to me. And surprisingly, he was looking at me like that too, but he was verbalizing his. I just was there looking dumb in the camera, just not saying nothing, but he was just like, man, you look so good. Like, I'm so lucky. As soon as I saw you on social media, I just knew you was for me. We gonna be this, we gonna be that. I like you so much. Once again, with the flattery, I'm feeling so wonderful. And that day, I actually had to rush him off the phone because I was feeling some type of way. I had never had a dude throw me off my game like that before. I've never had somebody that just kind of had me stuck and lost for words. But this dude had me lost for words. So I get off the phone with him, and then immediately I'm trying to throw him an alley-oop because remember, I just told God, like, I'm not about to have sex unless this dude takes me on dates and makes me his girlfriend. He already said that I was his girl. It doesn't really count, but I'm counting it for him because I want him to win. Okay, I'm rooting for him. I am on his side. So I'm like, all we gotta do is go on some dates, and it's on. Okay, so I keep hitting him up like, hey babe, when we gonna go on a date? And he's like, oh yeah, well, we'll plan something, but then he still wants to keep FaceTiming. So every night we're FaceTiming and it's routine. We're not really talking about much. All he would talk about was social media. He was really into celebrity gossip. So he'd be like, did you see such and such got this? And did you see such and such did that? And how did you do that? And then one day I was just kind of like, let's not talk about celebrities today. Tell me about you or ask me about me. That's my one pet peeve, is if I'm on the phone with somebody and they decide to talk about anything except me. And not saying that I want to be the center of conversation, but I want to know that you want to get to know me. If you call me and all you do is talk about yourself, you don't like me. And I just feel like I'm a prop. I'm just sitting here on the phone so that you can talk to yourself about yourself. Why would we do that? So I'm like, hey, let's change the subject. Let's talk about something else. And he's like, okay, what you want to talk about? I'm like, well, I want to talk about this date you're going to take me on. He's like, here you go again with that. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm so confused. What do you mean here I go again with that? You're supposed to plan a date. You were doing so well. You went from liking the pictures to in the DMs to asking for my number to FaceTiming me. Now the next logical step is going to a date and you're not doing that. I don't understand why. So we're talking and he ends up asking me to play Never Have I Ever with him. So there's two problems with that. The first thing is now we're playing a drinking game over the phone. And I told you I'm trying to kind of get out of the life that I was in. I used to be in the bars all the time, at the club, and I was drinking all the time, and I was having sex all the time. So I'm trying to stop doing these things because I'm going to church again. And now here you are telling me that we should play a drinking game. And then here I am being people pleaser of the year, like, okay, let me go grab a bottle. So that's the first thing. So the second thing, for those of you who have never played Never Have I Ever, this is how it goes. The whole idea is for the person to get you drunk. And they try to get you drunk by saying, never have I ever done something that they know or suspect that you have done. Because if they say, never have I ever done something and you've actually done it, you're supposed to take a drink. So an example, something stupid, never have I ever driven a car. Most people have driven a car. So if you've driven a car, you would take a drink. And then the next person would say, never have I ever, and then they would say something that they suspect that you have done, and then you drink, and then at the end of the night everybody's drunk, blah 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 blah. But then I peep game. The way that dudes play this game is they ask sexual questions because they want to know who they want to end the night with. Okay, so we're on FaceTime, just me and him, and he's asking wild questions. And the sad thing about it is I've done most of these things, so I'm just like. So at some point, I just was like, oh my gosh, I'm so tipsy. I'm just gonna start drinking everything, because I'm like, I'm telling this dude too much of my business, and I don't know if he's judging me or if he's plotting on me, but either way, I don't like it. So I just started drinking to everything. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Try to play it along, but he knew what he was doing. So all of our conversations was him telling me how attractive he was, and then we would play games, or he would send me pictures that things were really suggestive. Like there was this one picture of this girl, and she was kind of like mounting this dude, and it was a cute picture. He was just like, this is gonna be us. Like, I can't wait to take pictures like this with you. I can't wait for you to sit on my lap and just always hugging up on you and kissing on you and all this stuff. Like, our conversations are very, very sexual in nature, but he's not really trying to get to know me. He's not opening up too much about him. I'm asking him questions and he'll answer them, but I feel like being honest is different than being transparent. If I ask you a question, you answer it, okay, it's honest, but why are you not transparent? Why are you not telling me things that I wouldn't even know to ask? Why are you not letting me into you and letting me into your world and learning about you? Why are you just kind of there? The reason why he's just there is because he don't like me. He just has one agenda, but I wasn't trying to hear that because I was on the same agenda with him. This man was fine. I'm trying to throw him some alley-oops like, sir, please answer these questions. Please ask things about me. Please notice that I have the same color water bottle and the same color notebook and the same color journal. Notice what my favorite color is so that when I ask you, you can give the right answer so that I can give you some. I'm trying to give you some and you messing it up. So long story short, I'm trying to navigate this man because I want him to ask me on the date so that I can move forward to the next step with him. So I finally get him to say that we're going on a date on Friday. So I'm happy. Mind you, he didn't tell me where we're going. He didn't necessarily tell me what time. He said it'll be around 7. Around 7 could be 6:30 or it could be 8:30. What do you mean around 7? I need to know exactly what time I need to be ready by so that I can know what time I should start getting dressed. And then I also need to know how to dress. Where are we going? I don't want to put on a dress and some heels if we're going bowling, you know? So I have a smooth attitude because he's reluctantly planning a date. He's not really planning it. He's just kind of saying like, oh, okay, on Friday around 7, we're going to get together. So Friday comes and I haven't heard from him. And normally he hits me with the routine all the time, even when so here's another thing. He's a truck driver. I know. I heard it. Somebody watching this video said, oh, I know. Because there are stereotypes about dudes who drive trucks and he fit all of the negative stereotypes, sis. I'm not saying that everybody that drive trucks act crazy, but this one did. So I feel you. If you just deep side, yes, I understand your pain. So normally every morning, he'll still send me good morning way in advance before I even get up because he's been on his route and he sends me good morning, babe. And then throughout the day, hey, just checking on you, how you feeling? And then at night, hey, I want you to be the last voice that I hear before I go to bed, like routine. On this day, he did none of those things. So it's around 5 something. I got off of work. I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be wearing, what time we're going on this date, what we're doing. I still don't know nothing. So I call him and he's like, yo, I'm gonna hit you back in a couple of hours. Well, now I'm pissed because in a couple of hours, we're supposed to be going on a date. So what do you mean you're gonna hit me back in a couple of hours? What does that mean, right? I'm pissed off. And 7 o'clock comes around and I start wrapping my hair because I know for sure I'm not going anywhere. I'm upset. I feel like you played in my face and I have an attitude. So he calls me maybe around 7:45, close to 8 o'clock. And he's like, hey, babe. He's trying to sound all sad and stuff. And I'm like, what's up? And he's like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, nothing, what's good? And he's like, yeah, you know, I had a horrible day, babe. There was something wrong with the load and I had to go back and it's just been such a long day. I'm not gonna get home until probably closer to 10, 11. And I know we were supposed to go out today, but I'm just not gonna be able to make it. I'm so sleepy. I feel like I'm about to slide off the road. I've been trying to keep myself up. I just feel so tired. You see, I'm at a rest stop right now. I'm about to try to catch like a 20-minute nap just so that I won't fall off the road. I'm so upset. So I'm on the phone like, there. Like, I'm pissed because I don't care nothing about that. I don't care nothing about that. You were supposed to spend today with me. You were supposed to take me on a date so I can give you some. This is, and that's so horrible to think of it that way. But back then I had a one-track mind. Help me help you, okay? Help me help you. Take me on this doggone date so I can do what I want to do to you. And he's in the back looking all sad, like, yeah, I'm so tired. I've been on the road for however many hours, this and that, and I'm just so sad. And he was like, but I miss you. I really, really want to see you. Like I said, I won't get home until about 10 or 11. You think you can pull up on me? What? Yeah, I'm gonna drop off this stuff and then I'm just go home, but I'm so tired, but I just really, really want to see you today. I've been thinking about you all day. I've been thinking about you all week. We were supposed to have our date today, and you could just really make me feel better if I can just see you and hug you, and you could just really make me feel better. Not to be vulgar, but when somebody says they want you to make them feel better, they want some head. Okay, that's what it was giving. I want you to come over and make me feel better. Why would I do that? First of all, it was very, very dangerous. And I was glad that, I was still stupid back then. Let's be clear. I was still stupid because I thought about it. Like, let's understand. I thought about going over there, but he could have, I don't know this man. I don't know. I don't even think I knew his last name for real, for real. All I knew was his first name and his social media handle. And that's how I should have known from the social media handle that he wasn't no good, because he lives off of vibes. He lives off of characteristics. His handle had light eyes 6'7" or something like that. So you are going off of the fact that you have light eyes, and a lot of girls like light eyes, and that you're tall, and that a lot of girls like tall guys. That's what's in your handle for real. So I should have known that you weren't going to be serious about anything. You're not even serious about making a name. You're just putting characteristics up there because that's what you go on. That's what you live off of. So I'm not about to come over your house because you could definitely kidnap me, or you and your dudes can do some crazy stuff to me and I wouldn't be able to tell anybody anything because I don't even know your last name. But that's not even a thing. I was just pissed because I wanted to go on that date. Y'all, I wanted to go on that date so bad, and I was just so upset that you played me and you tried to make it seem like you had a bad day at work so that I can come over and do some stuff to you. No. So I'm just looking at him like, just straight face, just mad the whole time. And he's just talking and he's just like, oh, you so cute when you mad. Here it go. Here it comes. Here comes the Riz. Oh, you so cute when you mad. You already been sexy, but now you got a little attitude, like you trying to poke your little lip out or whatever. Like, don't make me come over there and handle you. So he's talking and I'm on the phone like this, mad. And he's like, don't be like that. You know, I wanted to see you. So now he flips it on me. You think I wanted to be out here? You think I wanted my shipment to be messed up? You think I wanted to be up and down the highway? No, I wanted to be up and down you. And I'm just like, here we go. Here we go. So he's talking. And then he gets like real quiet. And he just keeps looking at me and telling me how sexy I am. And I'm just like, okay, you said that. Say something else. And he was like, oh, you want me to say something else? And then I hear like this sound. And I'm like, what's he doing? It sounds really, really strange. And he's making like this random look on his face. And y'all remember in the last episode when I told you that I was giving the girl a lap dance and she was looking me in my eye and I felt like we were having sex while she was looking at me just from like the eye contact? I started to kind of feel that with him. So I'm kind of backing up off the FaceTime like, what is happening? And I'm hearing some noises and I'm just like, yo, I know you're not doing what I think you're doing. And he was like, what am I doing? All soft, trying to be all soft with the voice. What am I doing? And I'm like, bruh, stop playing with me. He was like, you want to see what I'm doing? And I'm like, please don't be on no BS right now. So he takes the phone and he lowers it. I had to get off the phone, but let's just say I did not want to. All of my angels were at attention that day and they shut it down, because if it were up to me, I would have made some decisions that I would not have been proud of. That wasn't going to end well. After I hung up the phone, I had to immediately block him because I already knew. I already knew what was going on. And I had the feeling that he has done this before to multiple people. Because like I said, at first I was so excited about the transition. I was so excited about you liking my pictures and then sliding in the DM and then asking for my phone number and then doing the FaceTime. And then I liked how everything was going so smoothly. But then I started to think, you were baiting me the whole time. You're used to doing this. You're not new to this. You're true to this. You do this all the time with probably multiple people. You were never going to take me on this date. Your whole agenda was for you to fake like something happened so that you can go in the back of that truck and show me some things that, so that I would want to meet you at that house. I thank God that he did not allow it, because that would have been bad for me. I'm telling you right now, that would have been bad for me. So at this point, I'm just like, I need to chill. Maybe I don't need to date anymore because I'm not doing it right. I keep going against my better judgment. I dated the young dude. That didn't work. I dated the dude from social media. That didn't work. Let me chill. Maybe I need to be by myself. I know that I'm feeling some type of way. I know that these months of me not being intimate keep piling up, but I need to chill because I'm going to put myself in a dangerous situation if I do not chill, right? So I go so hard at work. I start focusing. I'm just like, I'm going to throw myself into my career. Things are going to be great. And it ended up being great because I got a promotion, more money. Things are going well. I'm going to church. I'm feeling good about myself. And then disaster strikes. There's a death in my family and it's bad, right? I'm sad. I just don't. And that's another thing about moving away from your family. There's so many perks to moving away because now you have to prove to yourself that you're independent. Now you can prove to yourself that you can make it on your own. Now you can say, I made it out of this and I made it out of the struggle and I did this and that. I accomplished this for myself. But then when bad things happen and things that are unfortunate happen, it sucks because then you have to travel to go back home. And then if you don't have a lot of money, it doesn't work the way that you want it to work, or you're frantic. Sometimes you just need that closeness there. And that's another reason why I've been talking to God about my spouse. I kind of need to be covered here. There's a lot of times when stuff happens in Atlanta and I can't necessarily get home, or, they got stuff going on too. Like my mom and my dad, they got their stuff going on. My sister is married and here I am, the fifth wheel. Like everybody can't always take care of me. I need somebody else here to take care of me. So I'm going through all of these things and I'm just like, I need to get home. I rushed and purchased the ticket, but I purchased the ticket the wrong way. So say for example, you're flying from ATL to Vegas, right? ATL to LAS. So I booked my ticket the wrong way. So I booked it as if I was going from LAS to ATL in a round trip. So I get to the Atlanta airport and I'm typing in my confirmation number and it's saying flight not found or something like that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I paid a significant amount of money for this ticket because it was last minute. What you mean flight not found? Like somebody better find something. I'm gonna be on somebody's plane today. So I keep pushing it in and then one of the agents comes over and I'm like, hey, I'm really, really stressed out. I'm just trying to get home. There's a death in the family. I just need to get home. And she's looking at my ticket and she's like, this says that you're leaving from your hometown. And I'm just looking like, no, I didn't. No, I did not transpose the airports. Really? Who does that? So I'm just like, okay, what do I have to do to fix it? And she's like, well, there's a $200 change fee plus the amount of the ticket. And I'm just like, I'm not about to do all of this. So I'm sitting in the airport. I'm about to cry my face off. I don't need this right now. I'm already stressed out. I do not need this. What to do? So as I'm sitting there, I remember that Q, the dude that I used to talk to, remember the dude that I went over his house to get over Courtney and we had like a little escapade, and then he told me that the girl he was messing with was pregnant. Yeah, him. I remember that he had a friend that works for the airline that I was going to take that day. So I really don't want to do this, but I don't have any other choice because this ticket was already very, very expensive. And yes, I got a promotion, but I'm also not trying to spend my whole promotion on this plane ticket, okay? So I unblock him And I call him and he picks up the phone so fast and he's like, babe, where you been? I've been trying to get a hold of you. Why'd you block me? I'm like, sir, we can do all of that later. I need you. And he's like, what's up? And I'm like, I booked my ticket wrong. Do you still got that friend that works here? He was like, yeah. And I was just like, I need to get home. There's something going on. I just need to get on the flight today. And he was like, all right, screenshot me your stuff, send it over, and I'll call you back. So I send it over to him. He calls his friend. The friend not only rebooks my flight, he waives all of the fees and he upgrades my seat. So then dude calls me back and he's just like, hey, are you okay? And I'm just like, I will be, thank you so much. And he's like, yo, did you drive to the airport or did you get a lift? And I'm like, yeah, I got a ride here. And he was just like, okay, I had my dude send your confirmation for when you coming back. I'm gonna pick you up from the airport. And at this moment, I just feel like a girl because I've never had anybody just take care of me for real. The closest thing that I had to somebody taking care of me is when Isaac took me to that punch bowl tasting thing, and then he took me to dinner and I was so excited about it. Like, oh, he really cares about me. He took me on a nice date. And then later on I found that all of that stuff was on a corporate card and that he had been lying to everybody and telling them that I was a client. Yeah. So I didn't have a lot of good dating experiences in Atlanta, and I just wanted to be a girl. The whole time I just really wanted to feel like somebody would take care of me. That's all you want to do. I just really wanted to be a princess in that moment, and I called you with the problem and you fixed the problem. I'm so used to calling people with problems and they be like, dang, that's messed up, so what you gonna do? Dang, I would shoot. You know what I'm saying? They're never helpful. It's just always, well, what you gonna do? Oh, that sucks. It's never, give me 1 second, I'ma handle it. And he handled it. He got my ticket fixed. He upgraded my seat. And he said he was gonna pick me up from the airport. And I'm in a vulnerable situation. Let's not forget that. And I'm lonely. Honestly, let's not forget that as well. When you're lonely, the level of things that you will settle for heightens. So I knew Q probably wasn't the best person for me. I knew I didn't want to be a stepmom at that time. I just really wasn't feeling it. But he was my savior at that moment, and I went with it. So I went home and he was texting me and calling me the whole time like, hey, how's everything going? I know you're sad. You're gonna get through this. How are you feeling? He checked on me every day. He was being very, very attentive. He picked me up from the airport like he said he was, and we went out and he just laid everything bare. So he says, hey, I understand why you blocked me. I didn't want you to, but I understand why you blocked me. It was a lot for you. I know it was a lot for me at the time too. I just really, really wanted to be the best father to my daughter because I never had a father that took care of me like that. So I just didn't want her to experience the same thing. And I know that me having a daughter hurt you, but please understand that it wasn't planned. Please understand that I want you to be a part of our lives. I've been thinking about you so much. I've been trying to get a hold of you, but nobody would pass the message. I've been telling so many people to contact you for me. You blocked me so I couldn't call you, but I've been thinking about you every day and I just really want us to be together. So mind you, I'm lonely. I'm horny, let's be real. And I finally found somebody that would take care of me and take care of the problems that I had and actually felt like they cared. And another good thing about him, or that I thought was good, was that he knew about my past and he wasn't judgmental about it, because that's one of my biggest fears. I always felt like I'm never gonna get married. I'm never gonna have a man, because once I tell them about my past, once they know that I wrote a book, once they know that I have a YouTube channel that I have to tell all of my business on, they can be like, nah, I'm straight. You was doing too much, you know? So I always just felt very, very insecure about my past and just felt like nobody was ever gonna love me because of it. So I kind of pushed back and never really thought that I would be able to have that. But then I have this man standing in front of me who knows my past, because he also was with me when I was with Isaac. He knew I had a dude and he didn't care. So you know how I rock. And I told him actually more like, yeah, you know, so I was dating him while I was messing with you, but there was also that night that I came over, I had just came from, you know, so I'm laying all my stuff bare too. I'm very transparent with him in this moment, and he's not blinking. He's not judging. He's just like, I still want you. Oh yeah, I hear all that. I still want you. Yeah, I heard about that too, and I want you. So now I'm feeling some type of way because I've been through all of these relationships. I feel like no one has really been looking out for me. And then here's this guy that's like, I like you, all of you. I want to be with you. No matter what your past is, I want to be with you. So now I'm happy. And I'm just like, is this real? Do I deserve this? This might actually work out for me. So we talk more and more each day, and he lives far away. So Atlanta is already just ridiculous. We live an hour apart in regular traffic. So in Atlanta traffic, we live about 2.5 hours apart. And he would still come and see me multiple times a week. He would take me on dates. We would just cuddle and kiss at my house. We would just have a great time. And he was just very, very attentive. But what I would notice is, well, I didn't notice until after we started having sex, because once again, I broke my promise to God. Originally, it was supposed to be I'm not having sex until I get married. And then I changed it to, okay, I got to go on dates and be a girlfriend. And he made me his girlfriend and he was taking me on dates. So now it was time to get it in. So we ended up, smashing, messing around. And then that night I was expecting him to stay. But he's like, I gotta get to work early in the morning, and you know how traffic is. I gotta be on my side of town just to make sure that I get to work on time because it's still probationary period, blah, blah, blah. And I'm trying to be understanding because you're being understanding of me and my BS. And plus I hate traffic. So it's just like, you're going on a mini road trip every other day to come see me. You never make me come see you and spend my gas, but you come out here, you drive 2+ hours multiple times a week to come see me. You spending your money on me. You can go home. But what started happening after that is, okay, you're going home at night. You're spending some time with me, but then you're going home each night. But then also when I try to talk to you and call you at night, it was always like you couldn't be on the phone long, or you would be like, hold on, and you feel like you were whispering a little bit, and then you have to go somewhere else to talk regular. So now I'm sitting here like, please don't let this man have a girl. Please do not let this man have a girl. We just sat here and we just talked about it. I told him about how I've been played. I told him that how I'm always a side chick. I told him about all of my stuff. I told him that I couldn't go through that anymore. So if we were going to be together, we had to be together for real. None of the BS. And he agreed. So I know there's not another girl. I know you can't possibly have another girl on your roster right now. You can't. But I can't shake this feeling as much as I'm listening to everything that he said. And I even asked him about it. I'm like, yo, are you messing with somebody else? No, why would I do that? I just got you back. Why would I fumble? I just got you back. Why would I fumble? Okay. So I can't shake this feeling. He's telling me that he wouldn't do me like that. He's telling me how much he loves me and how we're meant to be and blah, 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 blah. So I asked one of my homegirls who is very well versed in social media and putting stuff together. All she has is time to figure out the clues, okay? She's Blue's Clues herself. She figures it out every single time. So I say, yo, I think something is going on. Can you please figure out what's going on? Let me know. She calls me back an hour or so and she sends me a picture of him, Nikki, the girl that he got pregnant with, their daughter, and they're in front of a house that has the sold sign. So he lives with her, right? And he's been living with her, and that's why he can't spend a night, and that's why he can't talk to me at night, because he lives with her. So I'm smiling now, but when I tell you, I felt like my head spinned around because I wanted to do some crazy stuff, because now it's feeding into the fact that I'm never going to get married. It's feeding into the fact that I'm not good enough. It's feeding into the fact that nobody wants me. It feeds into the fact that I'm always going to be a side chick. It feeds into all of these lies that I've been telling myself for years. Now I think that I finally found someone that's going to be good to me, and no. So I take the screenshot, I send it to him, and then my phone is going off. And I'm just watching it. I'm like, let's count how many times you'll call me, because there's nothing that you could really say. I asked you, I gave you so many chances to not make this what it was. But you told me that you wanted me to be your girl. You told me that we were going to get through everything. You told me when I asked you that there was nobody else. Why would you fumble me when you just got me back? Those were your words, not mine. So that day, you know, I cry. I'm sad. I don't answer the phone. The next day I answer and I'm like, what's up? Just real calm. What's up? And he's like, yo, and I'm just like, I'm not tripping. What's good? So he tells me all this stuff like, hey, I'm so sorry. Like, I've been wanting to tell you. It's been eating me alive to not tell you. She strong-armed me. You know what type of life I used to be in, right? So she has a bunch of stuff on me. She can send me to jail. And she was going to try to do child support. She just had all this different stuff on me if I didn't live with her. So I'm just doing this for my child. Sounds like a personal problem to me, but y'all go be happy because you no longer have a girlfriend and you no longer have access to me. So stop calling me. No, I really need you right now. Like, I love you. I'm trying to figure out a way to get out of this. I want to get custody of my daughter, but I got to work more. Once again, that sounds like a y'all issue. It's not a me issue. So he's on the phone, he's pleading his case, and I'm just like, yo, I gotta go. And I hang up because what? You already played me multiple times. You played me the first time when you popped up and told me about this girl after we smashed. And then you do all of this stuff to get me back. And you tell me that you understand me and that you would never play me. You would never do this, and that, the other. And then you do it. I have nothing else to say to you. I'm good. So he's still calling, and I'm just not answering. I'm going on about my business. And then he would call, you know, a couple of times a day, and he would send me text messages and I just would never answer because I was just done. And I didn't feel the need to block him at this point because here's the thing. When you block somebody, it's usually because you still very much care about them and you're not strong enough to say no when they ask you to do something. You're not strong enough to not pick up the phone when they're calling. You're not strong enough to say, hey, you can't play in my face anymore. I was done. My feelings were so hurt and I was so dried up at that point that there was nothing that you could say that can convince me to go back. So you can call all you want to. I can ignore it all day. Or if I'm bored, I can get on the phone and let you plead your case and then hang up because I was not on it anymore. I don't have any need to block you because you don't have that power over me anymore, right? So one day, like I said, he would call, you know, a couple of times a day. He would send me some text messages. I wasn't really on it. One day he called so many times and I was just like, this is different. You've been calling every day since this happened, but it hasn't been back to back to back. You keep calling, something's up. So I answered the phone. I'm like, what? It's Nikki. So now, and I know I had said that I was going to stop having sex. I know I said that I was going to stop drinking. I say a lot of things. I went straight to that bar. When I found out that it was his girl on the phone, I went straight to the bar because I knew that I was going to have something to calm me down if I was going to have a woman-to-woman conversation, all right? So here's the thing. I really feel like somebody needs to write a manual about how to come to somebody woman to woman because y'all not doing it right. Y'all are absolutely not doing it right. So first of all, I feel like the only reason that you should be coming to somebody woman to woman is if you're trying to gather enough data so that you can leave this man, okay? If you plan on staying with this man, you're wasting everybody's time. You're wasting the girl who you cheated with time. You're wasting your time. You're definitely wasting your friend's time because I know you're on the phone with them like this.
That's why I'm so sick of these bitch. I've been like you around. You won't say something that was lie. You won't say something lie. I don't understand how you won't be naked. You don't understand what you want to say. Like you want next time I wake up.
Okay, nobody has time for that. So if you are not going to plan on leaving that man alone, then you don't need to do the woman-to-woman conversation. It's completely unnecessary for all parties involved. So if you do decide that you're going to leave him, you need to be talking to the girl so that you can collect screenshots, videos, photos, have all of the different things that you want, especially if you're married and you're trying to get a divorce, you need all of these different things so that you can send to the lawyer to be like, run me my alimony. That's the only reason why she would come to somebody woman to woman. But she did not plan on leaving this dude. So I don't know why she was calling me. So that's the first thing that ticked me off because you're not even here for the right reasons. You're not about to break up with this man. You're just here to make yourself mad. So she's on the phone and she's talking crazy. And she was like, how long you been messing with my man? I'm like, hold on, I need to get a drink. What you mean, hold on? Ma'am, hold on. Okay, if you want me to talk to you, I need to have a beverage. I'm sorry, I gotta have a bev. If I'm gonna have this conversation with you, I need a bev. So I give me a little drink, I take my time, and I sit down because we're not doing this. So then she starts questioning me and she's being mean and she's calling me all these names. And she's upset because he got me saved in his phone as Sweet Spot. And she wants to know how I achieved that nickname. And I'm like, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. Don't ask questions that you don't want to know the answer to, Miss Mamas, because you're going to be pissed. And she like, she's going off on me on the phone. And this brings me to my second reason of why you should not come to people woman to woman. The woman that you're yelling at could still very well smash your man. Let's be clear. At any point, if I wanted Q to come over, I just would have had to say the right thing. I would have just had to text him like, yo, I'm ready to forgive you, come over. And he would have made that 2.5 hour drive to come over and make me feel better. Okay, let's be clear. Let's not be delusional about this thing. I can still very much smash your man. And I told her that too, because she was real reckless with the tongue. And I'm like, you're not about to call me and disrespect me on my phone when you should be talking to your man, which is the third thing. You don't need to do woman to woman. You need to do woman to man. If your man cheated on you, you need to be having a conversation with him. Why are you talking to me? I didn't even come to him. He came to me. Y'all seen that meme on social media? He came to me. He told me, okay? Why are you even over here? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Why are you coming up to me, trying to cuss me out, trying to call me all out of my name when it's your man that did this? I didn't do none of this stuff. I was an innocent bystander. I don't think she liked the fact that I told her that she should keep it cute because I could still smash her man, because she definitely flattened my tires. She definitely did some damage to my car. And I was so mad. Like, I really wanted to fight this chick. But then I thought about it, like, you are reckless with the tongue. You are very, very reckless. And you didn't have to do her like that. You knew she was mad. You knew she was upset about her man acting crazy. And you just kind of, I'm a habitual line stepper, y'all. If you give me an inch, I'm going to Timbuktu every single time. So don't come on my phone playing with me, because I'm going to make you mad. I'm definitely going to make you mad. So I understand now why she messed my car up, because I was being reckless, but she started it. Okay. I just happened to finish it like I normally do. Yeah. So that was crazy. That wasn't a good time in my life. It's really, really weird because I was trying to change my life over. I was trying to slowly but surely pull myself out of certain things that I was doing, but it kept making them compromises, and those compromises will kill you. Okay. Them compromises will hurt your feelings. Them compromises will mess up your self-esteem, and they'll mess up your future too, because now I'm still paying for things that I did way back then. Okay. Don't be like me. Please don't be like me. So that's all that I have for you guys today. Once again, I really hope that you are learning something from some of these stories that I'm telling. I hope that this is not just entertainment. I hope that you are learning lessons and that you are trying to do the opposite of what I did, because this life is ghetto. I'm telling you right now, that life was so ghetto. I'm still carving myself out of some of the holes that I dug 10, 20, 30 years ago. It's not fun. So please make sure you send me some feedback. I want to see your comments below. If this is helping you, or if you're dating different, or if you've had similar situations, let me know about it, because we got to be in this together. Let's do this healing thing together. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. All right, bye.